Hello. I'm going to make some concentrate of kelp meal or seaweed meal, or in this case it's that brand, which is rad by the way, but it's running out. So I've got to test that for start. So all I've done is tested it with particles per million. So I've put a ppm and it was way too high, so I had to do a serial dilution. So I pulled out 10 mils and mixed it with 90 mils, and it equals this number, 5170. So now when I make up a batch, I've got to do a serial dilution and test it to that strength, because or actually just leave it as that and have as a 1 to the power of 10 units. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I've got to go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this kelp meal. I'm going to mix it, pulverize it up extremely a lot. I do that with this little mortar and pestle thing here. Grind and grind. And then I'll mix it back with some deionized or reverse osmosis water and test it. And then I'll want to get it to match that number. And then I know it'll be pretty similar to this, because it won't be the same, because they might have put in some NPK or other macro or micronutrients, but it'll be kelp meal that's concentrated enough where I can then dilute it and folia or add it to meals and stuff like that. So anyway, so now I've gone and crushed that up a bit. It doesn't look like it, and I've added 100 mils of water. So I'm going to put the 20 grams of this to 100 mils and then see what happens. It smells so nice. Yum. I'll test it now. It's only been 2 minutes, just for curiosity. Oh shit, it's gonna be hard. Alright, I'll put that down. Holy mackerel. You wouldn't believe what it's Look at that number. That's the target number. Or pretty blooming close to it. Holy mackerel, how rad's that? Oh gosh, usually when experiments you got to do them like 5, 10, 30 times. This is the first time. So yeah, there's a ratio. 20 grams of the kelp meal to 100 grams. So that would, if you're going to bump it up, that means for a litre, if I want a litre of this concentrate, I've got to go, because it's 100 now, so I've got to put a 0 on the end. So 200 grams should equal, and mind you, actually, hold on, that's if I strained it out right now, but this is still going to reduce. So this is going to increase concentration. So at the moment, you could just quickly tip it in and do that, rinse it out, and do a 10 ratio, put 200 grams in, and then it would be sweet, then your whole bottle. So wow, that's really cheap, because this is like 60 bucks a bottle. That is not. That is maybe $20 for a kilo. So I could make 5 litres out of that, and it might cost $30. Holy mackerel. So I'm going to go and see. Yeah, I'm just going to let it soak for a while. And it's now, you lucky people, 2 hours have passed. And I took a reading, and now look at the reading. It's heaps big. So I reckon to make up a thing of that, I'd only put 20 grams in, or the 200 grams. Oh, okay. I'm a bit confused at the moment. I'll just pause it. At least that shows what it is. Okay, so I just added another 100 more mils, so I've doubled it up to 200 mils now, and we're back on point. After putting some good thought into it, I'm happy with that dilution rate. So I'm going to go, mine's going to be 10 to 1 ratio for my liquid kelp meal, and I'll filter it too. So there's a bit of a breakdown. So I got here, just how I made it, what I used, the price of it, $17 per kilo. So it breaks down to $3.40 per, makes up 1 litre or I can buy this for 60 bucks. And here is an example. So there you go, see over here, there it is. So if you buy more you get cheaper, but just for the cheap price. And then right down the bottom, what's it good for? Look at its chemical analysis. So that's pretty bloomin' good. So you get some sort of a similar composition, because remember a lot of that would be mineralized. It wouldn't be immobilized. So the liquid that I'll be making would be somewhat similar to that. So all I'll do now is I'll be putting in, instead of 200, I'll be timesing all that by 5 to make up a litre. So 100 grams of this will go into a cup, or probably into that, and I'll put it with a litre and soak it for a while, and then I'll filter it. So I'll tip it back through a filter into another thing, which will make it all nice and none of these particles, because you can see there's heaps and heaps left over. Even if you look down the bottom, there's stacks in the bottom. So this would be like a meal in itself. So the extracts of your organic presses and things are called meals. So this would be like a kelp meal, extracted from kelp meal. But still, cheap as, good organic, goodness. Alright, hope this helps. Thanks for watching, have a good day, bye bye.